Good day, everyone. So, our first topic is all about child-friendly school. Schooling is one of the experiences that unify children in the world. It is also the primary way numerous societies prepare their children for the future. Like other institutions, schools vary greatly in structure, facilities, and education quality. According to the International Journal of Evaluation and Research in Education, the definition of the Child-Friendly School, or CFS, is constructed on the Education for All Declaration, or EFA, based on the philosophy of children's rights, which views children's development as central to the education's position. The notion emphasizes the application of the child's rights concept, which three main principles of child-centeredness, democratic participation, and inclusiveness are at the heart of the child-friendly school definition. The CFS model aims at thoroughly engaging and promoting all stakeholders to strengthen the right of children to good education, including parents, families, teachers, heads of school, education administrators, and civil society groups, local and national government, and their external partners. So, what exactly is a child-friendly school, and how can our school become one? So, here are the 5 traits of a child-friendly school. Number 1. A child-friendly school is inclusive, gender-sensitive, and non-discriminating. It is said to be inclusive, gender-sensitive, and non-discriminating when it does not turn away any child from enrolling and attending classes for whatever reason, gives boys and girls equal learning opportunities, treats all children equally, regardless of gender, social status, cultural origin, or religious belief. Number 2. A child-friendly school is effective with children. It is said to be effective with children when it is, number 1, child-centered. It has the best interests of the child in mind in all its learning activities. It has a curriculum that addresses the child's learning needs as well as those of the community and society. Promotes quality learning. Make sure that children master the basic skills of writing, reading, speaking and listening, mathematics, and the necessary skills that they can use through life. Encourages children to learn by doing and by doing things with others. Encourages children to participate in school and community activities. Encourages children to work together to solve problems and achieve what they aim to do. Encourages children to express their feelings through the arts, music, drama, drawing, and other forms. Number 3. A child-friendly school is healthy for children. It is said to be healthy for children when it promotes children's health, guarantees that school buildings, grounds, and facilities are safe, clean, healthy, and with adequate water and sanitary facilities, has written policies and regular practices that promote good health, integrates health education and life skill development in its curriculum, and hosts regular health services for children such as immunization. Number 4. A child-friendly school is caring and protective of all children. It is said to be caring and protective of all children when it safeguards and provides security for children. It helps defend and protect children from harm and abuse, encourages children to care for each other, does not tolerate physical punishment on children, and has a clear guidelines for conduct between students and does not allow bullying. Number 5. A child-friendly school involves children's families and the community. It is said to involve families and the community when it works closely with the children's families, consults parents and invites their opinions regarding school policies and activities, holds regular dialogues with parents regarding their children's learning progress, collaborates with parents to encourage their children to practice at home what they are learning in school, cares as much as parents that children get enough nutrition or in good health, acts on behalf of and upholds the interests of children in community assemblies. So now here are the goals of a child-friendly school. Number 1, encouraging enrollment and completion. encouraging the child's participation in learning and community, enhancing the child's health and well being, ensuring the child's academic achievement and success, guaranteeing protective and safe spaces for the child, mobilizing the community support for education, and raising teachers' motivation and morale. Lastly, what are the facilities required in a child-friendly school? So first one, hygiene facilities. So there must be basic provisions for cleaning such as water and soap. Next, appropriate adjustment for children. In most schools, there are often children who are smaller and physically weaker than the rest. So this means facilities such as doors must have adjustment to make them easy to use for such children. Next, gender-related facilities. So female and male children should not share washroom facilities in a child-friendly school. Learning and playing facilities. There must be ample, accessible and usable learning and playing facilities in a child-friendly school. And lastly, health facilities. A child-friendly school should have medical facilities that can cater to the children's basic medical needs.
Student-centered classroom approach. What is student-centered classroom? Student-centered learning is an instructional approach that shifts the focus of instruction into the students instead of the teacher. Students take an active role in their learning experiences in this classroom setting. As students work at their own pace, they are able to learn how to build independence. So, what are the characteristics of a student centered classroom? First, engaging students, teaching problem solving skills, getting students to think about thinking, allowing students to have control, and encouraging collaboration are all characteristics of learner centered teaching. That would be all. Thank you.
Why is child-friendly classroom important in 21st century? Before we tackle this topic, let us first discuss the 21st century concept of teaching. A 21st century education is about giving students the skills they need to succeed in this new world and helping them grow the confidence to practice those skills. With so much information readily available to them, 21st century skills focus more on making sense of that information, sharing, and using it in smart ways. It means teaching as you have always thought, but with today's tools and technology. Utilizing everything that is important in today's world so that students will be able to live and prosper in today's economy, as well as having the ability to guide students and to prepare them for the future.
What makes a child-friendly school? Dynamic classrooms alive with curiosity and energy. A school that provides for the complete well-being of a child. With links to families and the wider community. Schools that respect the needs of girls and boys. Schools that celebrate children as they reach their full potential to be themselves. Child-friendly schools are schools for life.
Importance of child-friendly classroom. It makes sure that everyone respects his or her rights and other people's rights to create a positive and conducive school climate and atmosphere which brings a profound impact to students' development and growth. Also, it ensures every child an environment that is physically safe, emotionally secure, and psychologically enabling. Teachers are the single most important factor in creating an effective and inclusive classroom. Child-friendly classrooms must promote peace and love too. Child-friendly classrooms are important elements in the learning process and it is the teacher who must spearhead the efforts of child centered learning and child friendly classrooms. An atmosphere of peace, tranquility, and bonding among students are some of the hallmarks of a child friendly space in the school. The classroom is the most important place in the school environment. The classroom is important to both teacher and student alike. Classroom ought to be the children's second home away from the home within the school environment. The school environment intends to be the village away from the home. The classroom is where most of the learning takes place, and both teachers and parents are mandated to create a wholesome and healthy learning environment for their students and children. The 21st century classroom is student centered, not teacher centered. Teachers no longer function as lecturers, but as facilitators of learning. The students are learning by doing, and the teacher acts as a coach, helping students as they work on projects. While in their learning centers, children develop manipulative skills, leadership, and managerial skills. Learn how to tell simple stories, and learn how to work together as a team. A friendly classroom develops an environment that creates a desired children's social behavior.
There are many reasons why it is essential to develop a student-centered classroom. Encourage student choice and ownership of learning. In a student-centered classroom, teachers give students more choices in what they learn and how they learn it. Students can feel more ownership over their education and engage more in the material if this is used. One way to do this is to let students choose their own learning goals or create projects that they are passionate about. Promote critical thinking and creativity. When students are encouraged to think critically and solve problems, they are more likely to be engaged and motivated. This type of learning can help students develop essential skills they can use in the real world. Build strong relationships. A student-centered classroom can help build strong relationships between students and teachers. Students feel valued and respected and are more likely to trust their teachers and be open to learning. Collaboration and peer learning. In student-centered classrooms, students typically work together to complete assignments and projects. This environment can help students learn from each other and develop stronger relationships. This could involve pair or group work, peer tutoring, or other cooperative learning activities. Positive and supportive classroom environment. A student-centered classroom can create a supportive environment where students feel comfortable taking risks. This type of environment is essential for helping students to grow and learn. Overall, there are many reasons why it is essential to develop a student-centered classroom. This environment can help students be more successful, think critically, be creative, and build strong relationships with their teachers.
Activities, strategies for a child-friendly and school-centered classroom. Reporters: Ralph Kenneth E. Mondito, Veronica A. Mingo. Strategies for child-friendly classroom. There are a lot of different ways to teach your students. But if you really want them to connect with the lesson and not just memorize facts or numbers, one of the best ways to teach them is with interactive classroom activities. Interactive classroom activities are activities that forego one-way communication or individual learning in favor of getting students involved and engaged with the lessons or material. Lessons for children include essential life skills aimed at keeping them safe and building skills they will need to fulfill their potential and contribute fully to society. Brainstorming sessions. Group brainstorming sessions are a great way to bring your students together to engage with whatever it is they're learning. Instead of thinking about the topic alone at their desk, they get to expand their ideas with other students, which will help them be more engaged and gain a new perspective into the lesson. Host a game show. Have a test coming up. Instead of having your students review the material on their own, host a Jeopardy-style game show to test their knowledge. Not only is a game show more interactive for the entire class, but it's also a lot more fun, and when learning is fun, students are more engaged. Bring historical characters to life. You can have your students write a paper on a historical figure. Or, if you want to make the process more interactive, you can have them actually bring that historical character to life. Icebreakers. Icebreakers are low-stakes activities that get students to interact and talk to each other, and encourage subsequent classroom interactions. They can be useful at the beginning of the semester. For example, asking students to introduce themselves to each other and what they would like to learn in the course. Advantages of icebreakers include participation of each student, the creation of a sense of community, and focusing students' attention on material that will be covered during the class period. Think, pair, share. This type of activity first asks students to consider a question on their own, and then provides an opportunity for students to discuss it in pairs, and finally together with the whole class. This activity works ideally with questions to encourage deeper thinking, problem solving, and/or critical analysis. The group discussions are critical as they allow students to articulate their thought processes. Advantages of the Think, Pair, Share includes the engagement of all students in the classroom, particularly the opportunity to give voice to quieter students who might have difficulty sharing in a larger group. Quick feedback for the instructor. Example: the revelation of student misconceptions, encouragement and support for higher levels of thinking of the students. Debate. Engaging in collaborative discourse and argumentation enhances students' conceptual understandings and refines their reasoning. Advantages include practice in using the language of the discipline and crafting evidence-based reasoning in their arguments and abilities. Stage a debate exploiting an arguable divide in the day's materials. Interview or role-play. Members of the class take the part or perspective of historical figures, authors, or other characters and must interact from their perspective. Break down the role-play into specific tasks to keep students organized and to structure them so that the content you want to cover is addressed. Preparation work can be assigned for outside of class, so clearly communicating your expectations is essential. Advantages include motivation to solve a problem or to resolve a conflict for the character, providing a new perspective through which students can explore or understand an issue, and the development of skills, such as writing, leadership, coordination, collaboration and research. Interactive demonstrations. Interactive demonstrations can be used in lectures to demonstrate the application of a concept, a skill, or to act out a process. The exercise should not be passive. You should plan and structure your demonstration to incorporate opportunities for students to reflect and analyze the process. Advantages of interactive demonstrations include novel visualizations of the material and allowing students to probe their own understanding by asking if they can predict the outcome of the demo. They are also a venue for providing applications of ideas or concepts. Jigsaw. A jigsaw is a cooperative active learning exercise where students are grouped into teams to solve a problem or analyze a reading. These can be done in one of two ways. Either each team works on completing a different portion of the assignment and then contributes their knowledge to the class as a whole, or within each group, one student is assigned to a portion of the assignment. The jigsaw comes from the bringing together the various ideas at the end of the activity to produce a solution to the problem. In a jigsaw, the activity must be divided into several equal parts, each of which is necessary to solving a problem, or answering a question. Example activities include implementing experiments, small research projects, analyzing and comparing datasets, and working with professional literature.
Good morning, Doc, and good morning, classmates. I am Veronica Mingo, and this is the continuation of Sir Ralph's report. Teachers should observe and discover the children's preferred way of learning in their inclusive classrooms as to help the children learn best. This is according to Reed J. in 1999. In addition, Gardner suggests the children also have personal intelligence profiles that contribute to their learning style. They may use several pathways to help them to understand and remember. Therefore, it is important for teachers to use different teaching strategies that will cover a combination of several learning pathways. He mentions several pathways by which children learn as follows. First, verbal or linguistic. Children think and learn through written and spoken words, memory, and recall. Second, logical or mathematical. Children think and learn through reasoning and calculation. They can easily use numbers, recognize abstract patterns, and take precise measurements. Third, visual or spatial. Children like art, such as drawing, painting, or sculpture. They can easily read maps, charts, and diagrams. Fourth, body or kinesthetic. Children learn through body movement, games, and drama. Fifth, touch or tactile. Children with hearing and sight problems can learn better through touching. The sixth one is musical or rhythmic. Children learn best through sounds, rhyme, rhythm, and repetition. Seventh, interpersonal children. Children learn easily in groups through cooperative work. They enjoy group activities. They easily understand social situations, and they can develop relationships with others easily. And the last one, intrapersonal. Children learn best through personal concentration and self-reflection. They like to work alone and are aware of their own feelings and know their own strengths and weaknesses. Use these inclusive classroom strategies to help get you started with building a positive classroom culture. Get to know your students and let them get to know you. Establishing a bond with your students takes time. Creating opportunities for students to share their interests, struggles, and aspirations with you and sharing yours with them builds a connection that can continue to grow. Some teachers like to use surveys or journals to find out more about their students. Think about what has worked for you in the past and what hasn't. What is something you can do consistently to connect with each student? Another one is creating a safe space for students to share. Students also need explicit time to establish connections with their peers. Regularly split students into new small groups and use the I see, I think, I wonder strategy to digest something they have learned about or a current event that may be on their minds. By modeling how this should work and creating group norms, students can have fruitful conversations that build empathy and share different opinions in a respectful way. Reinforcing social emotional skills like empathy and compassion in your classroom fosters positive interaction between your students. Deliver instruction in a variety of ways. There is an increasing evidence that shows that gamified lessons positively influence student engagement. to appeal to different learning styles, reimagine existing lessons, especially those that feel lecture heavy, with fresh videos, books, and gamified digital activities. A study conducted by the Canadian Journal of Action Research comparing student engagement with gamified lessons versus alternative traditional lessons found that students showed higher class average scores for both focus and attentiveness during digital game-based learning 6 out of 8 times. Varied learning content that appeals to different student interests is just as essential as the instruction style. Provide students the chance to learn about a social justice movement, history, or current events through different mediums and have the unit culminate in a theme-based project. Choose relevant literature. Part of culturally responsive teaching includes providing students with literary works that highlight the human experience, include indigenous, African American, and refugee stories, as well as stories that include characters with a physical or learning disabilities. Invite guest speakers to share their stories. According to an article published in the Economics of Education Review, when students can identify with a teacher or guest speaker's racial or ethnic background, they are more likely to perform higher and be more engaged as they see a potential role model or mentor in that person. By inviting a guest speaker, as a part of an inclusive classroom activity, you are providing your student access to an authentic learning experience that they may never otherwise have. Theme-based teaching. Teachers should realize that some children need more time to learn and to progress than others. Using theme-based teaching, teachers can give different tasks. Some are easier or more difficult than others. This will encourage children to work in teams, in pairs, or small groups. The teams should be put together in such a way that they will reflect the diversity of abilities and backgrounds in our classroom. This will foster peer teaching and learning. The tasks are designed based on their individual abilities and the stage of development, and the lesson thus should be structured around daily or weekly themes rather than unconnected pieces of information. An example of a theme is water, and daily topics related to water can be exemplified as follows. First, learning about how to keep water clean and prevent pollution. That's for science subject. Second, writing stories or essays about rivers, lakes, and seas. That's for language. Third, measure water by using different containers and learning about fraction. That's for math. Finding quotes about water in Quran, religious studies, and reading. Fifth, make drawing, collage, paintings, or patchworks related to water. That's for art. And six, organize a competition where the students have to run 100 meters with water glasses. In a child-friendly and school-friendly classroom, we should use variety of teaching methods and activities. Here are some of them: cooperative learning, presentations, inviting panel or experts, KWL, brainstorming, create media, discussions, small groups, case studies, jigsaw, learning center. We should have done experiments, role play, simulations, labs, workshops, demonstrations, NX cards, inquiry-based, mental models, projects, problems, discovery, question and answer, social media, games, competition, and debates.
Sino ba namang aantukin sa klase kung ganito kataas ang energy ng teacher mo?
Napansin ko rin sa mga generation ng mga bata ngayon talaga, yung traditional way ng pagtuturo, minsan talaga natutulog po sila. Kaya po talagang naisipan ko na mag-innovate for them para kahit papaano tumaas yung kanilang mga scores sa exam. I find it very effective. Tumatatak po talaga yung mga lessons sa kanila kapag ganun yung ginagawa.
6 na taon nang nagtuturo si Teacher Clinton at saksi daw siya sa improvement ng mga bata sa ganitong teaching method. Tumatagal daw ng 30 minutes ang kanyang classroom setup at less than an hour para i-prepare ang kanyang games.
Yung sa school po yun, yung naka-mount na TV lang yung sa taas po. Yung smart TV, speaker, iPad, and tablet. Lahat po yun mga personal na gamit ko po.
Kasalukuyang nagtuturo sa grade 7 and 9 si Teacher Clinton sa subject na MAPE sa St. Vincent of Quebejuan Integrated School, City sa San Fernando, Pampanga. Bukod sa kanyang superiors at students, talagang napapabilib din niya ang parents.
As per my school head, sobrang grateful niya na napaka-innovative ko daw. Sa mga co-teachers ko naman, na-inspire din po sila na gawin. Lagi ko silang tinuturuan. Sa mga bata po, mas gusto po nila dahil mas nag-improve po yung mga scores nila sa mga exam po nila. Sa mga parents po, masaya po sila dahil yung mga anak po nila talagang ganado po daw sa subject namin. Bibig po daw ako ng mga bata.
Every quarter, ginagawa ni Teacher Clinton ang Ballet Game Show Review upang i-prepare ang mga bata sa exam. Kaakibat ng kanyang effort sa pagtuturo, hindi raw maitatanggi ang pagod na kanyang nararamdaman matapos ang kanyang klase.
I think, ma'am, yung pinaka-importante dito kasi ito po talaga yung passion ko Kaya siguro nagagawa ko lahat ng to. In fact, lahat na ng sweldo ko, nagagamit ko na sa mga pambili ng mga gadget na to para magagamit ng mga bata. Ang pinaka-fulfillment ko dito is yung mga bata po talaga na matuto sila, ma-engganyo sila na pumasok sa paaralan araw-araw at ma-feel sa kanila learning is fun and enjoyable talaga.
The benefits of a child-friendly schools. A child-friendly school is a school that guarantees each child a rich environment that spearheads his or her physical, emotional, and psychological growth. It is a kind of school that offers the relevant guidance and counseling to both boys and girls so that they can exploit their talent for the maximum. It is a child-centered school that provides its students with a forum to air their grievances without being victimized. It is a kind of school that caters for individual differences. First, benefits. They provide students with a positive environment to exploit their talents and capabilities to their maximum. This shapes them into their respective careers and professions at an early age. Second benefit, gender sensitization. Child-friendly schools are gender sensitive in their enrollment and provision of services. They also offer students an opportunity to broaden their thinking and do away with certain stereotypes such as sciences are meant for boys. It synthesizes for the boys and the girls on the need to respect each other's rights and dignity, and peaceful coexistence and development. Third benefit: child-friendly schools also train its learners to be law-abiding and patriotic. Students in such schools are used to following simple rules and regulations. They get to understand that the outside world has rules and regulations just like the school. The extensive coverage of different cultures without bias enables learners to appreciate and love others. Turn in promotes peaceful coexistence. The fourth benefit: child-friendly schools also reduce dropout cases. The students feel comfortable and relaxed, both emotionally and physically, since all their needs are adhered to. For example, a student who is well-mentored will refrain from drug abuse and sex, which may lead to pregnancy and consequently a dropout case. The students are also motivated both intrinsically and extrinsically to move on with their studies. Rewards motivate students to work harder. A student who is a poor performer in class is motivated to discover his talent outside the classroom. This will also reduce dropout cases. Owing to the numerous benefits of the child-friendly schools, heads of schools should embrace the qualities of these schools so as to improve on the performance of their learners.
Characteristics of a rights-based, child-friendly school. One characteristic reflects and realizes the rights of every child, cooperates with other partners to promote and monitor the well-being and rights of all children, defends and protects all children from abuse and harm, both inside and outside the school. Second characteristics: sees and understand the whole child in a broad context, is concerned with what happens to children before they enter the system. Example, the readiness for school in terms of health and nutritional status, social and linguistic skills, and once they have left the classroom, back in their homes, the community, and the workplace. Third is child-centered. Encourages participation, creativity, self-esteem, and psychosocial well-being. Promotes a structured, child-centered curriculum and teaching learning methods appropriate to child's developmental level, abilities, and learning style, and considers the needs of children over the needs of the other actors in the system. Fourth characteristic is gender sensitive and girl friendly, promotes parity in the enrollment and achievement of girls and boys, reduces constraints to gender equity, and eliminates gender stereotypes, provides facilities, curricula, and learning processes welcoming to girls. 5. Promotes quality learning outcomes. Encourages children to think critically, ask questions, express their opinions, and learn how to learn. Helps children master the essential enabling skills of writing, reading, speaking, listening, and mathematics, and general knowledge and skills required for living in the century including useful traditional knowledge and the values of peace, democracy, and acceptance of diversity. 6 characteristics provides education based on the reality of children's lives, ensures the curricular content responds to the learning needs of individual children as well as the general objectives of the education system and the local context and traditional knowledge of families and the community. 7 is flexible and responds to diversity, meets differing circumstances and needs of children. Example, as determined by gender, culture, social class, ability level. 8 acts to ensure inclusion, respect, and equality of opportunity of all children, does not stereotype, exclude, or discriminate on the basis of difference. 9 characteristic promotes mental and physical health, provides emotional support, encourages healthy behaviors and practices, and guarantees a hygienic, safe, secure, and joyful environment. 10. Provides education that is affordable and accessible, especially to children and families most at risk. 11. Enhances teacher capacity, morale, commitment, and status. Ensures that each teacher have sufficient pre-service training, in-service support, and professional development, status, and income. And we have 12 is family focused, attempts to work with and strengthen families and helps children, parents, and teachers establish harmonious, collaborative partnerships. Here the last characteristic is community-based, strengthens school governance through a decentralized community-based approach, encourages parents, local government, community organizations, and other institutions of civil society to participate in the management as well as the financing of education, promotes community partnerships and networks focused on the rights and well-being of children. Thank you for listening and God bless everyone.
Welcome to interviews about how to apply child-friendly and student-centered in the classroom to teachers and in the school or school head. To be presented by Miss Miral. I have interviewed 3 teachers in different schools on how they apply learner-centered strategies in their classrooms. So let's begin with principle number 1. Learning is an active process. Question number 1. How do you regularly begin your class? Teacher A, B, and C answer the question, and the common theme here is the teachers begin their class with a prayer. Question number 2. What are the activities you regularly give to your students? Teacher A, B, and C answer the question, and the common theme here is the teachers give energizers, drill activities, and motivations. Principle number 2. Constructing meaning is metal. Question number 1. What kind of questions do you regularly ask to your students? Teacher A, B, and C answer the question, and the common theme is the teachers use HATS questions to enhance their critical thinking skills. Question number 2. How do you promote reflections in your class? What activities do you do that make them reflect? Teacher A, B, and C answer the question, and the common theme is after an activity, the teachers use reflective writing in order to assist what moral lesson they have learned. Principle number 3. Learning involves language. Question number 1. What medium of instruction do you regularly use in your class? Teacher A, B, and C answered Filipino, so they used Filipino as a medium of instruction. Question number 2. How is the performance of your students whenever you use English and their performance whenever you use Filipino? Teacher A, B, and C answered the question, and the common theme is using Filipino language makes the interaction better between the teachers and the students. Principle number 4. Learning is a social activity. Question number 1. What can you say about small group discussion? Teacher A, B, and C answered the question, and the common theme here is small group discussion develops students' socialization while collaborating ideas and knowledge. Question number 2. What do you do to students who are a bit struggling in your class? Teacher A, B, and C answered the question, and the common theme is the teachers gave immediate remedial classes for the struggling students. Principle number 5. Question number 1. What is the state of class attendance in your class? Teacher A, B, and C answered the question, and the common theme is the class attendance is fairly good because of some factors. Question number 2. How do you make sure your students will attend your class? Teacher A, B, and C answered the question, and the common theme is the teachers motivates the students through an award for having perfect attendance and conduct home visitation. Question number 3. How do you connect your lesson to the students live outside the school? Teacher A, B, and C answered the question, and the common theme is the teachers give activities that they can apply to their daily life.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jerilyn G. Nuevo, an elementary school head teacher 1 of Mikpait Elementary School, Talakag 2 District, Division of Bukidnon. My topic is all about interview of school head on child-friendly school. There are 2 guide questions given. The first one, as a school head, how did you apply a child-friendly environment in your school? The second, what activities or programs does the school implemented to create a child-friendly school? Since I was already a school head, I was the only one providing the answers for these questions because I have no time to interview my fellow school heads because of their busy schedule, especially for the upcoming NAT, and so with the rollout training on the performance of teachers using the classroom observation tool. For the first question, as a school head, how did you apply a child-friendly environment in your school? As a school head, I have applied a child-friendly environment in my school by encouraging children to participate actively in all school or community activities. Second, guarantee a safe and protective environment by using materials that are not harmful to the learners. Next, by providing a safe perimeter fence. Next, follow up always each pupils with the proper usage of school's equipments. We are also encouraging all our learners to have access in education by enrolling them in the respective grade level, and if possible, encouraging them to finish the school year. Not only that we have to enroll and let them finish the school year, but we also ensure that they will become successful in the future. For the second question, what activities or programs does the school implemented to create a child-friendly school? Some activities or programs that the school implemented to create a child-friendly school are the following. A well-explained or informed child-friendly school policy, which we've done during meetings at the start of the school year. The second one, implementation of a child-friendly learning process. This is done during lecture of the teachers in their class or their lesson integration. The third, well-trained teachers and school personnel on children's rights. This could be done during SLAC or the School Learning Action Cell, trainings or seminars of teachers. The fourth one, children's or learners' participation. The school ensures that the learners are all involved in all school or community extracurricular activities. The last one, parents' participation. The school always look for means to involve parents and stakeholders in the school and community activities. This can be done through meetings and information drive. Thank you, and once again,